Welcome to Protocols 5 and 6, the king of reverse step up, the Carl Petersen step up, where I have to lower down to that heel as I lift this one, therefore loading through the ball of the foot, and this heel can't touch the box prior to that heel getting up. That would mean my knee and lowered leg weren't strong enough. So this is strength here, that would not be strength. So this exercise is the most butchered form I've ever seen, and probably the most important one to send in your form. Now, just doing your sets of 25 on a 6-inch box. Why 6-inch? Because again, if we compare to Patrick's step up, the heel is lifting. So I like 8-inch on Patrick, 6-inch on Poliquin Petersen. Those are not based on some magic formula. They're based on coaching the most people ever in these. Now, Carl Petersen used this version. Charles Poliquin said of Petersen that if there's any exercise that Poliquin knows has made his athletes millions of dollars, it's the Petersen step up. He calls it the $1 million knee exercise. But this takes a whole lot more ability. So Poliquin found that if you elevated the heel manually, he could really get into that knee rehab, transform the patellar tendons, and then get into the Petersen step up. And what I found is that we have to start from the ankle. So that's all very well for an Olympic athlete in something like skiing where your ankles are locked up or something like that. But in real sports, we want to start from the foot, the ankle, the tibialis. So we have that Patrick version, keeping the heel down. Then Poliquin manually elevates it, and then Petersen elevates it using our own strength. Now, if we look further, so I consider really that I just have two very basic contributions to actually take the genius of guys like this. Number one, it is building my system from the ground up. Nothing's ever built from the ground up like this. Okay, good. That is one thing in the right direction. But the other thing is understanding that these Poliquin and Petersen step-ups, these are not just rehab exercises, okay? And they're not just something you do if you have certain ability. It's understanding that all of them, actually anyone can do. So if you use assistance, you could get into the same positioning, and in a single session, you might make a breakthrough and get rid of that assistance. However, as you saw in the first two videos, and as you're gonna continue to see now, I have kept loading these things. I didn't use them to rehabilitate my knees and bounce. I realized that strength plus rehab could have a perfect marriage. That's exactly why I have this outrageous statement from my college coach saying how I went from, and the truth is I reached my 20s having never grabbed a rim, and now I'm dunking so easily, it's ridiculous. So I have maybe the most shocking before and after jump success story, but that's because I've just taken these concepts, probably the most successful, miraculous knee rehab concepts of Charles Poliquin and Carl Petersen, and then said, well, what if I just get the best in the world in this? What if I never work through pain, ever, and I just keep improving at this? So again, that's why I don't think that loaded or unloaded is better. So I still love my advanced zero phases, really working those 25 reppers with my own body weight. I think to reach my knee as far as I can, notice what that does to the heel, right? So I think those 25 reppers with body weight are just as important. And now let's dive into the loaded 2015 10-5. 20 reps with up to 25% of your body weight. Then 15 reps with up to 50% of your body weight. Then 10 reps with up to 75% of your body weight. And finally 5 with up to 100% of your body weight. Not going more weight, if anything, just thinking about more heel lift and more reps. So there you have it. The answer in knees, in reverse step-ups, and in life is inclusion, not exclusion. It's not about the Patrick or the Poliquin or the Petersen. It's about all three. Understanding that all three regress to any level and scale up to even the best athletes in the world or the best transformations of genetic athleticism in the world. So huge thanks to Charles Poliquin, to Carl Petersen for paving the way. I was lucky enough to just have the worst dang knees of anybody I knew, and really to be stubborn enough to think that I was going to the NBA, and I still think I am. And last but not least, to round this out, remember that in advanced zero, in those high rep body weight, if you have a weaker side, start on that side and finish on that side. So you get 2 sets on the weak, 1 set on the strong. If you think you're weak really in both of them, then get a full 2 sets of 25. Or if it's a strong point for you, just breathe through a set of 25 on each. And then with the loaded, perform your 20, 15, 10, 5, starting with the weak, so that once you get to that last set of 5, always only matching on the strong side, you then perform a second heavy set again in that 5 range on the weaker side. And I gotta add one more note. If anyone asks you about training for deceleration, so you're running and now you go to brake, it starts with the tibialis and then is a Petersen step up of how much you can absorb there before it goes into the next tibialis. So deceleration literally, okay, it's not like tibialis and Petersen might be good for deceleration. They literally are deceleration. If any of these concepts don't make sense, they should be self-evident, so be sure to comment, let me know. Does that make sense? The first thing you do to slow down is reach your heel, boom, tibialis raise. Now the weight goes here. We see that going all the way, kind of starts with the Patrick step up, then the load comes in here to the next, boom, tibialis, to the next Petersen step up, boom. Okay, so there you have it. Tibialis plus Petersen are deceleration. If anyone ever asks, now you know exactly how to fix them.